Yo, what's up, everybody? We are live. I'm your host, Keys,
Live.
and this over here is my boy Rick. Rickalist. There you go. Yeah, there you go. So everybody, so we're gonna be talking about a few things today. I actually had to pull up some notes for this. So the first thing we're gonna be talking about is that Pixelmon debacle that happened. Uh, Rick, I know I told you a little bit about it. I sent you some articles about it. Um, it was a little bit shaky there. So a lot of people are upset because people were spending a ton of money. I know it was the Dutch auction, so everyone was thinking, oh, maybe it'll get down to a low enough amount where you know they can get it affordable. Well, all these things sold out, but it all sold out for around what was it, $9,000? So U.S. fiat, So we're talking some good ETH here. What is that like now? Is a little different because it's like 2.6 right now. So and this was this over the weekend. I think this past weekend. But anyway, so people were really upset about this because they didn't really know what these NFTs looked like. And to kind of like pull it back, I guess we should really talk about what they look like. I don't have any overlays right now because we're doing this live. But
We're still figuring this all out, guys. One
yeah,
day, we'll get it fully dialed in.
yeah, but basically, so these Pixel, the whole idea of Pixelmon, it was supposed to be like a Pokemon meets like Minecraft thing or something. That was kind of the general idea I got when I saw it. And so after they released some images that look kind of cool, not a big deal. They look kind of cool. But then after the mint happened and then the reveal happened, there's that meme been going around of Kevin, and Kevin is a pixelated frog, from my understanding. Correct?
I mean, if you want to call that a frog, I'm sure, yeah, if you look at it sideways with your eyes squinted, you probably see a frog in there. But the memes that are coming out of this are just absolute gold. You know, I I'm all for NFTs, right? And obviously collecting really good NFTs like artwork, or even like you guys out there that are flipping NFTs and like making money off it. Good for you. But like, if you're gonna drop 9K on something that they touted as like a Pokemon card type thing where you get surprise rarities and just like the drop is just utter garbage, just absolute trash. There was so much hype. Like I know they released like a couple of them so you can get kind of a feel of it,
Yeah.
but like they have these grandiose designs and like these massive like dragons and stuff, and then you just get like this Minecraft garbage that like I'm sure, and I hate to say this, someone's like 7-year-old kid, that's a lie. No, the 7-year old's probably way more creative than this. Like it's so bad. It's so bad, man.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I think the worst thing about it too is this is probably it's not a rug pull because they totally came through with what they made. They just there's just a bunch of people who spent 9 grand for something
That's
worthless.
true.
You know what I
Dude,
mean?
I
Like
want to call this a rug pull, but
it's not.
you guys came through.
Yeah, it's not a rug pull, but it's one of the most elaborate FUs to the NFT community and anyone buying NFTs. Yeah, I just thought the whole thing was kind of weird. It is funny though that almost immediately after the mint, it just became one of the biggest memes ever. Like,
We're talking bad about this project and all that. I say bad, but we're not talking the greatest about the project right now. But watch in like 3 months and be like the biggest NFT game. Like this is gonna be that hit game we talk about that like breaks the barrier. It's
I
gonna
would
be
be
Pixelmon.
I would be kind of upset. I'm not gonna lie if this ends up being the one that breaks the
Nah,
barrier.
it'll be Pixelmon Go. People are gonna be walking around with their cell phones, capturing these things. Kevin's gonna
Pixelmon.
be caught. It's gonna be the art as is right now. It's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be great.
That's so funny. You said Pixelmon Go. Oh my god, I hope not.
Pixelmon Go.
I hope not. So I guess the other thing too that we're going to be talking about is the Google trends for NFTs in the metaverse. They've been trending down recently.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a lot that goes into this. I mean, the crypto market as a whole is down. The stock market as a whole is down. Obviously, NFTs kind of follows closely with the crypto space. There's some other reasons for that, which we'll get to a little bit later in the show.
And I think we all know that Zuckerberg's little Facebook meta is not doing as hot as probably he thought.
Well, and I think, when you have accusations of sexual harassment in Meta and, molestation, I guess.
Oh, you mean literally in the metaverse?
It literally,
yeah, that's one of the previous NFTs we go over.
Yeah.
Gang rape and gang bang.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Virtual.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, it's super weird. Yeah, super weird there. But it actually kind of makes sense though when you think about it. I mean, obviously Facebook's having some issues, publicly with the metaverse. That too, and I think there's a lot of people aren't ready for this digital universe that's going to be existing. And I think also too, since last year was like a big boom for NFTs, the last year and a half really were a big boom and a big boom for NFTs and creators and stuff like that. I think people, I mean, what was it? In one of my past shows, a dictionary even said the word NFT was the word of the year. So I think I think people are just sick of, Vic Chaoses of the world coming around and, telling people, oh, you should invest in NFTs. You should invest in NFTs.
I think you hit the nail on the head with that one. I think people are just tired of hearing yeah, I'm tired of hearing it about NFTs. I get it. I missed out on the train on this one. Now they just don't want to know about it anymore.
Yeah, and I think
get that.
I feel like that has to do with a lot of the way perception of people are, because a lot of people they when they miss out on something, instead of going, oh, let me do some research, let me try to get into this, let me get into something new that's in that scene or in that industry or in that community, a lot of people just go, well, screw you, I don't care, I don't want to be in it now, and then they go double down and they go the reverse way, and they're just like they're completely over it. And so I think that's kind of what's happening here with NFTs. But also too, we need to mention it's Google Trends. So this is when people aren't searching NFT or metaverse anymore. But what I'm curious about is the trend on the projects as themselves. Just are people not searching for like NBA Top Shot, or is this all down to just the term NFT or non-fungible token or metaverse?
My guess it's going to be just the term NFT.
Which makes,
if I'm just and honestly, like I've looked at these articles too, and like, man, these people are really reaching for some NFT news.
Well, I mean, shit. I'll admit, I'm reaching for some NFT news.
I know. With them. We're over here reporting on the reach.
Yeah, we're super reaching out, man. Trust me, I totally get you. I totally get you.
So like, let's look at it from like another thing.
Hold on. I have one more point with that before we move on from that point. I'll let you finish yours in a second. But what I think's happening now too is a lot more people know what NFTs are. They're not searching NFT. What is an NFT? They're searching Bored Ape Yacht Club, Mechaverse, Wooshies, or Baby Angel Hit Squad, or Cardinos or Cardinos, or all these projects. They're searching them for them by name now, or they're just searching OpenSea, or OpenSea, or JPEGstore.io or whatever. I think it's IO, right?
I agree.
So you know what I mean, or .com or whatever it is. So it's like I think the people who are searching, the millions of people who are searching NFT now know what they're looking for. They're not looking for what's an NFT or NFT. They're searching for actual projects or artists or other stuff like that. And I think a lot of people are realizing too, it's quicker to search for a project on Twitter than it is Google.
Is it really? Oh man, I'm so out of the loop. I really don't use internet birds.
No. I mean, but if you hop on Twitter and you type in Bored Ape Yacht Club, it's going to come up, and you're going to have all the links.
Everyone that I know knows Bored Ape Yacht Club. Like if you mention NFT, the first thing that pops, at least into my mind, and I'm like a layman when it comes to these things, is Bored Ape Yacht Club. And like, what's that other really big one that I'll know immediately when I see it? Like the CryptoPunk.
Yeah, the punks.
Yep. And anyone that you say NFT to anybody, CryptoPunk, Bored Ape Yacht. Yeah, I know Bored Ape Yacht Club. Yeah, I know CryptoPunk.
Yeah, exactly. So what was your point you were trying to bring up?
It was something very similar to that. Yeah.
Okay. So I do think, again, I think a lot of that has to do with just mainly the way I feel people are stepping away from what is NFT. So again, I think I'm speculating kind of here. I think the Google Trends is talking mostly about NFT and metaverse, whereas now people aren't searching for metaverse; they're searching for meta, or they're searching for Decentraland or crypto voxels. Because they know what they're searching for. They're not just searching what is this, what is this new thing? Because we've had a year and a half of people it basically being in the limelight and in the public eye. So a lot of people now they know what an NFT is, what the metaverse is, what Facebook is trying to do with their metaverse, and then finding out that no, there's a bunch of other people who have been doing metaverse stuff for a very long time. They're just not with the same money that Meta has. So I think that's also why the Google Trends is doing that. And that kind of leads me into this next thing. Is I read a few articles about this, about the NFT being a bubble and it starting to burst. I don't know if NFTs. I don't really agree. Me personally, I should say, I don't really agree with NFTs as a bubble. I think as a whole, if you take a step back and you look at NFTs and what they're doing now, I think it does scream a lot of .com boom, that bubble. But after the .com bubble bursted, it's not like it went away. If anything, it's more ingrained into our lives than ever before. The internet and all the websites and all this stuff. It's just you're not having a bunch of scam websites just to get you on there and get foot traffic to sell a bunch of ad revenue and make them money or sell you scammy things. Does that kind of sound familiar? Kind of sounds like some NFT
product. Honestly,
Pixel Mom?
I don't think the NFT bubble is going to burst, but I think, and I know I'm probably sounding like a broken record at this point, but I think what NFTs are right now, the kind of novelty of it, is going to be completely gone, and people are going to stop caring so much about the artwork and kind of what it is, because it's going to lose its popularity, like the fidget spinner type level of popularity, right? But I really truly believe that there's a capability and usability in NFTs that will bring it into a whole new light. I'm genuinely curious if like a year from now the word NFT has a completely different connotation than we call it today. I think it might.
Yeah, and I think with with the NFT bubble kind of seemingly about to burst or letting some air out, or shrinking in size. I think a lot of that has to do with, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, I think a lot of that has to do mostly with the situation in Eastern Europe between Russia, Ukraine, and all that stuff, and which could lead to some other, dire circumstances. Let's say if the U.S. dollar is not the Federal Reserve money anymore. A lot of countries are going to start looking at crypto, and then you'll see a boom in NFTs and prices and crypto's prices. But not trying to get into that. We're talking NFT stuff here. We're not talking about all that, and I don't want to go into geopolitics, even though I would gladly do that with you guys. But I don't think you guys want to hear me talk about my stance on geopolitical issues, like what's happening in Ukraine and Russia. But I do think that has a lot to do with the way the NFT market is being distributed. Also, too, kind of the piggyback off that, a bunch of people who weren't doing NFTs before are doing NFTs now so they can donate the money to Ukraine.
Huh.
I don't know. So is it really bursting or is it not? What I think's going to be happening when it bursts, when it bursts, you're going to see people removing, like, you're going to see the bad projects being removed. The Bored Ape Yacht Clubs are going to stay here forever. CryptoPunks will probably stay here forever. Maybe not CryptoPunks, because it's not like there's a community there. It's just a bunch of rich people, rich whales who own these things and just kind of jacked up the price. Whereas, like, the Bored Ape Yacht Club actually has... What?
Is that not a community, though?
Yeah, but, like, they don't do things like the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Like, there's an actual community interaction. Or, like, that project, the Hearts Project that I highlighted some months ago. That one has a huge
solid project.
Yeah, a huge community that like supports people, and they have like monthly drawings who they're going to support or for what music video or what, like, you know what I mean? Like, so there's a bunch of support there. So like those projects aren't going anywhere, no matter how much you might not like their art or whatever, because that community is just going to continue to grow, and as more people enter the space and want into a community like that, those things are going to continue to grow. I think it's going to get rid of like the Pixelmons, like that thing. There might be another company that does something similar, and it works out and doesn't look like trash. You know what I mean? Like that's where I'm coming from. Or like Scullies, I think, or Skulls or something. There was another one that I got into, and they totally rugged everybody because the artist got upset. Everyone was like, "Your art sucks," and so he got mad and pulled his name from it.
For the money, guys.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So all the moderators and devs on that project just were like, "Yeah, we're done. We already made our millions." So it's like, oh, well, okay, thanks. So it's like a lot of the rug pull stuff, I think, is going to be is what's going to be blasted away in that burst or in that pop of the NFT bubble.
That, or you're just going to see a series of a bunch of rug pulls coming up, and that's all you're going to see for NFTs. Just be flooded with all of these bad projects, false NFTs and stuff to like completely shut out real projects and things.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it
be fun.
Yeah, I mean,
tinfoil hat though.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that's more of a tinfoil hat thing because I do think a lot of these people are more altruistic than that. I mean, think about the Cardano project, the Native Earths or Earth Natives or something. I think that's a project where they actually go out and
trees?
Yeah, they plant trees and build homes and stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's part of their like mission statement in that project is they want to help make the world a better place. That's part of the reason why they went with Cardano is because it's cheaper and it's better for the environment or whatever that BS line is.
Yeah, Cardano and better in the same sentence. Sorry.
No, you're good. But so and then kind of to bring up the other point too is I think with NFTs as you kind of alluded to earlier in this like segment, there's going to be more uses, more utility of NFTs as we've discussed. Like that home being sold, or I guess the company you buy that owns the home, like
right, but still home sold.
Yeah, home sold as an NFT. So it's like you're going to see more stuff like that, or minting of contracts, legal documents, especially as we go into a more digital world and we stop having, sure, we're still going to have paper and, physical analog things, but it's going to be like the one copy that gets scanned and then put into the, the ether of the internet. But instead of it being lost, you're going to have an address to it. So you can always find it anywhere in the world. So I do agree with that for as of now, the NFT bubble, art bubble. We should probably preface that with the NFT art bubble will pop.
Art bubble.
Yeah, but yes. NFTs, I wholeheartedly believe will not pop in the way that people think. I think I think it will shrink down, kind of like how the .com bubble was so big and it seemed like there was a billion different websites that did nothing but just generate ad revenue for people who randomly stumbled across it. And then now you still have billions and trillions of websites, but it's not the same way. You don't have a lot of scammy, you have to sign up just to access this thing, and you find out that there's nothing there, and then they sell your information to another company, and then all this other stuff, like a lot of shady stuff that happened in the .com.
Facebook. It's like Facebook's general model of business, man.
I mean, yeah, exactly. And I think the last point I want to touch before we get out of here too is the new thing, and then this kind of goes well with what I was just saying, the more utility of NFTs.
The next evolution.
Yeah, the next evolution. I know Rob brought it up. Your co-host with Crypto Bytes. He brought it to our attention, and I'm running with it now. But metaverse ready assets.
The future.
Yeah, it's the future now because this isn't something that. I mean, some people who they're not all in or they're not really watching the NFT space probably don't know that this has been going on for about a year now, or if not strong, 6 months. In the last 6 months, it's probably been going a lot harder. You got to think about that. The people who did the CloneX project, they originally were doing NFT shoes, and those shoes,
metaverse ready assets,
and those shoes. Once the CloneX project went out, now though your CloneX can wear those shoes. That you know what I mean? Like those NFTs are being moved over into the metaverse. I know a guy, Otis. I don't know him personally. We talked a few times on Twitter and stuff, but he has his own project that he does. The Purple Valley is, I think, what it's called. And Otis is out there, and he's doing cool stuff too. And he makes metaverse ready assets for crypto voxels. So sure, they're a little more three-dimensional blockiness, and it's not all smoothed out looking cool or anything like that. But those are metaverse ready assets. So this is something that people have already been doing, because I think you really have to look at the creators for what the next big trend is going to be. And the creators are making this because I think they see that the NFT art bubble is starting to deflate, or if almost it's inflating too much and it's about to pop. So these artists don't want to be left out. These creators don't want to be left out in the dust on, you know, the metaverse, because that is coming. You can't stop it. Everyone's gonna be everyone's gonna be involved in the metaverse in some way, some form. So it just depends on how you're gonna make it work for you. And so I think a lot of these artists are realizing that sure, they might have some really cool, really dope art, but if a bubble pops, they might be blown away with it. So if they make metaverse ready assets, they're going to be more inclined to continue staying in the scene and staying in the NFT space.
Honestly, when I think metaverse ready assets, personally, I think that's the next stepping stone into doing this in industry, like in enterprise level, when you start bringing artwork and NFTs together. If I were a company, or if I were someone going out to a company and I wanted to sell myself, I'd say, yeah, I can create metaverse ready assets, right? You know, we can now start talking about, they could create the whole thing bigger than just NFTs, but like metaverse ready assets. What could that mean for you? Well, it's not an NFT yet, but we could digitize these things in a certain way that they're going to look very good in whatever environment it's going to be in. Then we can start talking about creating an NFT about it. But it really starts to be like the next big buzzword. Like, I can already see that being the next big selling point, even for something that's not an NFT, just metaverse ready assets.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, no, I agree. And plus, too, I feel like that's like you said, it's a great way of putting the NFT art world into this, more utility there. I mean, when the metaverse is more developed, and we're not talking about Decentraland and Meta and crypto voxels, we're talking about the metaverse.
When it's matured a bit.
Yeah. Where it's just one big place. It's not Sandbox. It's a metaverse where you can go to Roller Coaster Tycoon Land. No, it's an actual, like, when it all gets down and there's just one blockchain to rule them all kind of situation with a bunch of other blockchains layered onto that other one, whatever. You know what I mean? When that all happens and we end up with one metaverse, you're going to start seeing these metaverse ready assets like cars, because still in the metaverse, you're still going to have to get around. Believe it or not, you'll probably still have to get around.
I prefer to call them mounts. Thank you. I come from a more civilized metaverse. We called it WoW. This is everything pre Warlords of Draenor. After that, it got kind of I'll splice Legion in there, although I missed that expansion altogether. But
yeah, no, I know what you mean. But yeah, so I think that's going to be interesting, because there's going to be a lot of different uses. I mean, think about every day, anything in your daily life. It can be used. The laptop you're using, the camera you use, your phone. It could be a metaverse ready asset. I mean, it'd be kind of ridiculous unless Apple or Android are putting out metaverse ready assets, and because I mean, would you really want to or think about that Meta Birkin? Like those Birkin bags for the metaverse. Birkin. Like, I bet you Paris Hilton has a few of those. Like, you know what I mean? So
I can't wait to get my my Justin Bieber NFT ticket to the show, backstage, of course. I'm not cheap, and maybe smoke up some pages with that guy.
There you go.
All thanks to my NFT.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally possible. So yeah, I mean, it is kind of interesting to see how things are gonna go. I don't know. I honestly don't think NFT bubble is gonna pop. At least not the way that I think people are hoping for, especially you gamers out there. I see you dying and hoping it happens. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Right.
But yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up. We're already around like 26 minutes here. So yeah, go follow me at NFTs with Keys on Twitter. Also go follow my friends at Argyros Crypto. Also go go like, share, comment, subscribe. That'd be great. Thank you to all our new subscribers. We are doing something a little different here with the live show stuff. It's just mostly because we're in between locations. So once we get everything back, we'll probably still be doing live shows, but we'll probably be back more towards our normal format. Yeah. So That's it for me. I don't know if you have anything else to say, Rick.
Just one last small but very large detail. We do run a Cardano stake pool, single stake pool operator, ticker AGC.
Yep. And then with that, I'm out. I'm Keys. That's Rick. Deuces.